Good evening, I'm back. I'm your host, Jack Remington of the Jack Remington NFL channel. Last week we had our second best week of the year. 11 wins, 5 losses, but we lost 2 out of the 5 teasers that we had. We won less than $100. So we're going to try it again. We're going to try to finish strong. Here's entry number 1, and this is my favorites picks. And they are the Ravens, the Bears, the Rams, 49ers, and the Kansas City Chiefs. Entry number 2, it's our dog ticket. We got the Lions, the Patriots, the Raiders, the Saints, and the Packers. Now I want to go over the entire card, then we'll go over the teasers, and then it's just a small discussion. Okay, the entire card, we're taking, well, we had Cleveland minus 7.5, and we had the Rams a couple weeks ago, and I forgot to put on the video. If I can remember, I'll put it on the video tonight. But we had the Browns the other night, and they were pretty impressive. The Jets are garbage. Next game, we got the Detroit Lions plus 6. They're at Dallas Cowboys. That's a Saturday game. Got the Baltimore Ravens. They're home. Minus 3.5, hosting the Miami Dolphins. That should be a good game, and the Dolphins could win this game. Next game, we got the Buffalo Bills at home. It's a rematch of the Patriots. Patriots plus 12. The Patriots beat them once this year. I look for Buffalo to win this game, but I think the Patriots are going to cover. That's too many points. Chicago Bears at home. They're hosting Atlanta Falcons, and it's Falcons plus 3, but we're taking the Bears. We're taking Chicago Bears minus 3. Next game is the Tennessee Titans plus 4.5. They're at the Houston Texans. We're taking the Texans minus 4.5. I think Tennessee's finished. Next game, we have the Las Vegas Raiders. They're plus 3.5. They're getting plus 3.5. They're at the Indianapolis Colts. Next game is the Carolina Panthers plus 6.5. Right to Jacksonville Jaguars. We're going to take the Cats. The Panthers plus 6.5. Next game is the Los Angeles Rams. They're at the New York Giants. And on this simulator for the Hilton contest, the Super Contest, the Giants are only getting 4.5. I mean, this thing opened at 7, so there's been some line movement going the other way. We're going to take a chance on the Rams on this one. I mean, at 7, I might not go for that, but 4.5, I'll take a shot. Rams are on the road, the Giants are home. Next game, it's the Philadelphia Eagles are home. They're hosting the Arizona Cardinals. Cardinals plus 10.5, and we're going to take the Cardinals plus 10.5. Because like I keep telling you in the videos, the Eagles are going to do just enough to win. They're nursing some injuries, and they're just going to bide their time. When it's time for them to make their move, they will. Next game, we're taking the New Orleans Saints plus 3. They're at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And all of a sudden, Tampa's in the prime position to win that NFC South. But the Saints are going to show up. Next game is the San Francisco 49ers on the road. They're at the Washington Commanders. And this time we're going to lay the chalk. We're going to lay the 12.5. I think Washington's finished. Next game is the Seattle Seahawks are home. They're hosting the Pittsburgh Steelers, which showed some life last week. And we're going to take the Steelers. Steelers plus 3.5. Road Dogs. Next game, Kansas City Chiefs are home. They're hosting the Cincinnati Bengals. Everybody and their brothers betting the Bengals because they see weakness in Kansas City. They're struggling. I'm taking the Chiefs minus 7. I think the Bengals are one of the team that's finished. So I think Kansas City's going to rebound. Next game, Denver Broncos are at home. They're hosting the Los Angeles Chargers plus 3. And we're going to take those 3 points with the Chargers. And the last game is the Minnesota Vikings are home, and they're hosting the Green Bay Packers plus 2. We're going to take the Green Bay Packers plus 2. Right now, it's Green Bay plus 1. We're getting the benefit of an extra 1.5 by taking the Green Bay right now. There's no Monday night games anymore. So it's the end of the season. Teasers. Here's our 6-point teaser. We're taking the Raiders plus 9.5. The Cardinals plus 16.5. That's teaser number 1. Another 6-point teaser. We got the Steelers plus 9.5. And the Panthers plus 12.5. 6.5-point teaser. We got the Detroit Lions plus 12.5. And the Patriots plus 18.5. A 7.5-point teaser. We got the Packers plus 9.5. And I can't read my own writing. Kansas City Chiefs minus 0.5. Kansas City just win the game. I can't squeeze in the 8-point teasers in this week. It's just not pricing right, and it just comes out better this way. Just do 7.5. It's 5% less juice. We're taking the Saints plus 10.5 and the Bears plus 4.5. We pick our teasers to make sure we don't have any even numbers anywhere because ties lose. I'm going to remedy that next year. A lot of the guys on pregame.com sent me some suggestions on how to get around that. Okay, so some quick discussion. We're going to just run down the list really quick. Detroit +6 at the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys will win the game, but I'm looking for a field goal game. I'm looking for a tight game. I'm looking for Detroit to try to get that top spot in the NFC. They're still alive for that. And Dallas is still scrapping. Dallas is still fighting. I'm looking for a good game, a close game. Let's see, next game, the Ravens -3.5 hosting the Dolphins. Ravens might be the best team in the NFL after how they looked against the 49ers the other week. I mean, they just destroyed them. But the game was closer than what the score indicated. It was 5 turnovers to nothing in Baltimore's favor, and they were in a position to get within 7 points with 3 minutes left. I mean, the game was close. I mean, they still got almost 440 yards on. Dolphins might have the kind of offense to crack the Ravens defense. It'd be an interesting game to see, and it's a must-watch. This is a good measurement for both teams. Let's see, Patriots +12. Bills still need the game. Every game is a playoff game for them, but they might have a little bit of a letdown like they did against the Chargers. They'll do just enough to win, and we're getting 12. And the Patriots beat them once this year. It's a division rivalry. The Patriots had a good upset win the other week, and they're good on the road this year. They've only won 4 games this year. They won 3 of them on the road. Well, they're on the road again. They call them the Hot Road Dogs in the old days, in my Vegas days. So we're taking the Hot Road Dog with Patriots +12. Bears -3. I mean, I had this game as Bears -6. I think we're getting line value. I'm not impressed with the Falcons. I know they beat the Colts the other week, but you know what? I think the Bears playing pretty good ball right now. I'm going to ride with the Bears. Let's see. They've already won 6 games this year. It's far beyond my expectations. Next game, we got the Texans -4.5 hosting Tennessee Titans. If Tannehill plays, I might have a loser. Texas is going to bounce back. They've been looking a little shaky the last couple of weeks, and I think Tennessee, they're moving the other direction. And Texas destroyed them once. I'm looking for them to polish it off and get back on the track here. We got the Raiders +3.5 at the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts, they're going to be facing a tough defense. I mean, the Raiders' defense is getting confident. They got a decent pass rush now. They had Crosby all year long, but now he's getting help from other defensive ends. I'm going to take the points here. I'm going to take the Raiders. Panthers +6.5 at Jaguars. Jaguars are skidding. They're fading. They're banged up. Lawrence might not play. The Panthers are starting to score some points. The defense is still doing okay. They're just looking for a close game. Let's see. Rams -4.5. They're at the New York Giants. It was -7, like I told you. I think the look-ahead line might have been 7.5 or even 8. I know it was 7.5 at one point. But the Giants scoring some points, and their defense is playing okay. The Rams are looking to get that 7th or 6th seed as a wild card. They got something to play for, and they got the horses to do it, as long as Matthew Stafford stays healthy. So we're going to try the Rams. Cardinals +10.5 they're at the Philadelphia Eagles. Like I said, the Eagles are going to do just enough to win the game, and the Cardinals, they still play hard. They can score points, so we'll see. Saints +3 at the Buccaneers. I mean, Baker Mayfield, he's waking up and he's forgot what he's turned out to be. Now, I guess in his mind, I'm an NFL star now, and he had a perfect rating a couple weeks ago as a passer. 158.3. He got the perfect rating. I've seen him look so bad. Made me want to come out of retirement and compete against him. That's how, I mean, and he's a chowderhead. He's one of these social justice warrior loudmouths. I'm never going to have any high opinion of him. And I think the Saints they're up and down, and very unpredictable. It's a division rivalry. If the Saints can win this game, they're back in it. If they lose, I think they're done. Okay, let's see. 49ers -12.5 at the Commanders. 49ers got their asses handed to them by the Ravens. Watch out. They're going to come back strong. They're going to take it down from the Commanders. I think Ron Rivera, he knows he's dead man walking. He's probably just going to tell his players, just don't get hurt. Seahawks and Geno Smith's back, but you know what? That Drew Lock is starting to do pretty good. They might have a quarterback controversy in Seattle, and that's a distraction. Steelers, Mike Tomlin, he got him back on track. I mean, I was wrong when they played the Bengals in the rematch. I thought for sure they'd split, but the Pittsburgh Steelers, they swept the Bengals this year, and they're still in it. They're not out for a wild card spot. Don't count them out, and they're going to play like it. I'm getting 3.5. They got that hook. We'll take it. Kansas City -7. They're hosting the Bengals. I think the Bengals defense is just not what it was. They don't have Joe Burrow. And Browning's okay, but if he has a bad game, he looks really bad. When he has a good game, he's like everybody else. He's great. But the Chiefs, they've been skidding. I mean, they have not looked the same last few weeks. The receivers still dropping the ball. And Kelsey had the worst game I've ever seen Travis Kelsey ever play. You watch Andy Reid, as bad as he is, and as bad as I like to bash, as much as I like to bash him, he's astute enough to get his team ready to play this game. And I think they'll just destroy the Bengals. I think the Bengals they're playing for next year. Los Angeles Chargers +3, and they're at the Broncos. Broncos are home. And I mean, if the Broncos had kept their foot on the gas with a couple of these games and they let the Patriots beat, we picked the Patriots, we got that one right. But it was a game that they easily should have won. I mean, I'm no fool. He didn't kick the field goal early in the first quarter. The Patriots fumbled the kickoff, or they either fumbled the ball from the kickoff. I forgot what they did, but they had 4 cracks from the 2-yard line and couldn't punch it in. And that just, for some reason, New England got fired up and they wanted winning that game. In an impressive manner, too. I mean, Broncos were cruising. I mean, Broncos were going to be the turnaround story of the year. But now I think they've run their course. That's what happens when teams have a good spurt and something like that happens. I mean, they lost to the Patriots at home. And Broncos are not a good home team anymore. And the Chargers, they got an interim coach. They look pretty good against the Bills. You know, hey, division rivalry. We'll take the field. I mean, the line's low for a reason. And every time I say it on the video, I win that game, don't I? This line's low for a reason. So I'm going to take the Chargers and take a shot at it. Last game, we had this wrong. I mean, Minnesota Vikings are home and they're hosting the Green Bay Packers. Another big rivalry. If Jordan Love has a good game and defense shows up, they should win this game. We're getting 2 points. Shouldn't play, but we'll take them. The Vikings, they got to miss Chris Mullen again, whatever his name is. He's okay, but I think he threw three or four picks last week. 3 picks last week. And McDonald's an okay coach. He's rallied the team, and they started over. They were one of these 0-3 teams. And of course, we had them when they won their first game, and I remember that. And the Vikings, they got Justin Jefferson back. I mean, they got some good parts, but they got a lot of injuries too. I think the Packers, I think Matt LaFleur is a better coach, and I think he's going to outcoach this guy. Some rumblings in Green Bay about Matt LaFleur now. And I mentioned him at the beginning of the year. Got on the wrong bus when they had that London game where he was late for his own practice. And by the time he got turned around and got on the right track, and there was a traffic jam, he missed a practice. I mean, you can't do that in the NFL. It made it look really bad. And he caught the flu. A lot of things happened to this guy, but I think he's a pretty good coach. So anyway, having said that, we're going to finish above 500. We're picking the games against the spread this year. I didn't do too well in the contest. Had a great start, 5-0 and 4-1 on my 2 cards for week 1, and then I started skidding right away. Now I'm trying to bounce back. It's very, very tough. I won't place in the contest this year. Maybe I'll try 3 entries next year. We'll see. It's not out of the question if I'm going to do the Vegas thing again or not. But all my friends and all my people I subscribe to and I talk to on pregame.com, and I got people that live in Vegas. They say it's not the same. Everything is sky high. They don't want your action. If you start beating them, they can kick you out now. And only the circles take. We'll lose 7 rate bets. And there was just I saw another video on YouTube. The name escapes me, but his friend won 7. He had a big triple header the other week, and he won 7 in a row, and he picked up $100,000, and he was asked not to come back. Oh, he went to make the bet for when the lines came out for after the Monday night game, and he went to get in line. They said you can only bet $36. They had some lady come out from behind the counter to explain to him that the favorites won, and that 1 week, and the favorites were 12-4, whatever it was, and the casinos are taking a hit, and they're trying to limit some certain action. And I'm twice this guy's age, and I wish I could have been here in Vegas with him to try to console him. He's pretty mad. He made a video about it, so it's on YouTube. But he got kicked out of a big name property in Vegas because he won $100,000. He did a couple weeks in a row too. If they think that you're a sharp or you're a ringer, whatever they call them, they can limit your action, and they can even kick you out. We'll see. So, I mean, I wasn't there. I mean, I'm getting a second or third hand, but the sources I have are very, very credible. They would never mislead anything like that. So, because I just won't have anything to do with them anymore. And they know that. It's not just me. They're afraid. I'll tell people, and I will. Always great day to be an American. Long live the NFL. Stay within your means. See you next week.